Hello, teacher and classmates. We are Hellam, Marta, and Jimena, and we have a question for you. Do you ask for a loan, or nowadays you are still paying interest for a bank?
We will present in this case about some tips and benefits to spend less money and had a saving plan for a future. Looking about the 50-30-20 rule.
That reminds me, this is important for all of us. For that reason, each one will represent a part of the method.
I want to start by talking about that 50%. Research has show I show that half of our income should be used for essential needs like rent, food service, and transport. These are things we cannot avoid paying because they are necessary for survival. Another important tip is to make a shopping list before going to the supermarket. That's important. Experts say that people who plan their shopping save more money. The benefit is avoiding overspending. For example, if we enter a store without a list, we usually buy things we don't really need. With a list, we focus only on the important items. Another tip is to use public transport instead of owning a car. Studies show that transport costs are one of the biggest expense for families. The benefit is saving money every year. For instance, using a car pass, using a bus pass or metro ticket is much cheaper than paying gas, or maybe could be repair for a car. By the way, another useful tip is to limit credit card use. According to bank rates, it's important company, so they explain that paying only the minimum creates large debts. The benefit is avoiding unnecessary debt. Many young people fall into this trap. They use credit card for small purchases and later cannot pay the full amount. That remind me, financial advisors recommend one more tip. Paying bills on time. The benefit is not having to pay late fees and keeping financial stability. This habit made sound simple, but it protects us from extra charge every month. So in summary, expenses should be controlled with responsibility, and these tips can really make a difference in our financial health. Well, Marta, I want to give you the pass so you can explain the 0%.
Okay, perfect. Hello, everyone. Today, I want to focus on this 30% part of the 50-30-20 rule, which is about wants or personal expenses. This is the money we use for things we enjoy but don't necessarily need, like eating out, buying clothes, traveling, or entertainment. Now, the challenge is that many times we spend too much on wants, and this affects our savings. So, here are four tips to improve how we use this 30% together with their benefits. The tip number one is set a monthly limit. Decide exactly how much you will spend on once and don't go over it. The benefit is that this gives you the control and prevents overspending. The tip number two is use the wait 24 hours rule. If you want to buy something, wait one day before purchasing it. Many times you will realize you don't really need it. The benefit is this helps you avoid impulsive shopping and save money for more important goals. Then tip number three is choose experiences over things. Spending on activities like going to the park or visiting friends can be cheaper and create better memories than buying material items. The benefit is that you enjoy life in a more meaningful way while spending less. The tip number four is look for alternatives instead of always eating at restaurants. Try cooking at home or finding free entertainment like community events or online resources. The benefit is that this reduces costs while still allowing you to have fun. Experts say that one of the best ways to control personal expenses is to track every purchase for at least 1 month. By writing down everything you buy, you become more conscious of your habits and it is easier to identify what to cut back on. Speaking of habits, statistics show that the average person spends around 35 or 40% of their income on wants, which is higher than recommended. This means many people struggle to save money because their lifestyle costs too much. That reminds me of a common mistake. People often confuse needs with wants. For example, buying the newest phone every year is not necessary or it's not really a need, it's a want. Being aware of this difference helps you spend smarter. And what are the overall benefits of controlling this 30%? Well, first, you save money for bigger goals. Second, you feel less guilty about your spending because you know it is under control. Third, you reduce stress and avoid debt. And finally, you develop discipline, which helps in all areas of life. In short, managing this 30% of wants is not about saying no to fun. It's about being smart and enjoy life without losing financial balance. So, Jimena, do you want to talk about the 20%?
Of course. Well, I will talk about the saving with purposes, which represents 20% of the 50-30-20 plan. According to Wikipedia, saving with purpose means connecting your savings to a specific goal, such as an emergency fund, education, or travel. This makes saving more motivating and meaningful. Now let's move on the tips. First of all, one recommendation from Investopedia is to set clear financial goals. For instance, if you decide that your priority is paying for your studies or building an emergency fund, it is easier to stay disciplined. Secondly, the source also suggests automating your savings. In other words, you can schedule your bank to transfer 20% of your income directly to your saving account each month. In addition, it is important to keep your savings in a separate account. This way, you avoid mixing it with daily expenses and reduce the temptation to spend it. Finally, Wikipedia highlights the value of reviewing your goals regularly. Since our priorities may change, checking your progress and adjusting your plan helps you stay on track. As a result, the benefits are very practical. You stay motivated because your savings are linked to a purpose. Automation makes the process easier. A separate account keeps your money safe. And reviewing your goals ensures flexibility. To sum up, saving with purpose is not just putting money aside. It is about organizing your finances to achieve what really matters to you. That will be all for our part. Thank you so much for the attention.
Thank you, Jimena. Helen?
Thank you.